FIFA 16, EA Sports game to feature women for the first time. This news came out on the 28th of May 2015. International women's football teams will feature in football video game FIFA 2016 for the first time in its history. England captain Steph Houghton and her teammates have been included along with 11 other women's sides for play in one of several game modes. Until now, only men's teams have been featured on the popular EA Sports game, which was first released in 1993. FIFA International Soccer. To be one of the first female players included is something we'll always be able to look back on, said Houghton. Hopefully it will help raise the profile of the women's game even further, added the 27-year-old Manchester City defender. The women's teams on FIFA 16 will be Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, England, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, Spain, Sweden, and the United States of America. So it's one of them ones. Quite a few of us in the team play FIFA, so I'm sure there will be a bit of banter about our ratings. I'm looking forward to scoring as myself for the first time, Steph Houghton added. FIFA 16 designers used America's striker Abby Wambach, the top international goal scorer of all time, with 170 goals. They used her, according to her national team's website, to record the typical movements of a female footballer, and players have been head scanned in order to create a lifelike look ahead of the September release. The England players were scanned at St George's Park back in February. And by the way, Steph Houghton's likeness is brilliant. It actually is brilliant. Even the white hairband and everything. Fantastic. Eniola Aluko told BBC Sport, I think it shows where the women's game's going in terms of how fans can engage with us in a game. It's really cool, for it's a bit weird to do all the pictures and facial expressions, but it'll be nice to see how it will all turn out. My little brother will be very excited to play me on FIFA. He'll find it fascinating. I'm excited to see his reaction. Bringing some of the best women's players and teams in the world to our franchise is a massive event for EA Sports, said David Rutter, Vice President and General Manager of EA Sports. EA Sports, it's in the game. And hey, EA Sports, women in the game. Love it. Absolutely love it. And no, I did not prepare that scripted ad-lib. But you know what, yeah? I like this. I like it. I think it's fantastic. I mean, congratulations to Asisat Oshala. Big congratulations to her. But the FIFA 16 featuring women's football for the first time. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's yet more positive exposure for the women's game. There've obviously been some naysayers, and there's always some morons on the internet. Like, no, there were some really. We're not even going to dignify it and read them out, because some of the tweets were just absolutely embarrassing that some fans sent in response to this news. But I think it's absolutely fantastic for the women's game to have this sort of exposure. And I mean, you look at it, it's one of them ones. I mean, it's starting with 12 teams, but then obviously the season after, you could have FIFA 17 where they open it out to club teams. They could start it domestically here. They could have a couple of American teams, and it's just building. It's just building. Just like FIFA International Soccer, going way back in time to the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive. FIFA International Soccer, first FIFA, had only international teams. You didn't get club teams in it. FIFA 96, you had club teams in it. Then FIFA 98, you had the indoor arena.
FIFA 90, I think it was 95, and that was the last one on the Mega Drive. And
oh no, that was 94.
Was it 94?
Yeah, it was FIFA 94. Yeah.
Because I know there was FIFA International Soccer,
which started it, and then there was FIFA 94.
And then FIFA 94 did have club teams.
Yeah. But I think it was 96 that was kind of the first.
96 was the first one that was kind of properly licensed.
Yeah. Where
because I remember in that game, I think Stan Collymore was playing for Liverpool in that game. If I remember correctly.
It was funny with with FIFA International Soccer, because for Brazil you had Janko Tiano. Who the hell was that? You had Daya Tamaya for Germany. It's like some of the names were tremendous. And me and an old friend of mine, big shout out actually to Kelvin Lindor. Me and him used to do commentary on that. He used to be like Daya Tomato, and it's like, oh lord. we used to do our own comedy. Hey, I thought I was the Black John Motson back in them days. Just on the Super Nintendo. It was one of them was when you get the cheats, when you're in playoff mode and you get the cheats like Crazy Ball. I know all that, where you hold the shoulder buttons and the ball curls crazily. And FIFA 96, the memories of that, doing all-out attack. And you just have 11 players on the edge of the 18-yard box of your opposition. I mean, it's come such a long way. FIFA 98 Road to the World Cup is still legitimately one of the best football games I've ever played. Put FIFA 99 in that bracket and International Superstar Soccer 98 on the PlayStation. Even that one was funny because Ravanelli was like Robinelli or something like that. But coming back to women in the women's teams in the game, as said, just like the Football League teams getting into the FIFA games, which is only recent. It's fantastic to see the 12 women's teams, international teams, getting a shake at it, getting a shout at it. It's fantastic. I love that. As an idea, I think it's fantastic, and in the execution, it's going to be good as well. I mean, you look at the current generation of consoles, how realistic the games look, and obviously with the motion tracking technology as well being very good. It's one of them ones. It's a fantastic initiative. I absolutely love it. Gezzie Fizzle, Gman, your views.
Well, I have to say I haven't bought a FIFA game for a couple of years.
Nor have I.
But I actually feel that it's prudent for me and pertinent for me to purchase FIFA 16 just because of the fact that, you know, women's football will be featured in the game. You know, if for no other reason, I think I will definitely take a look at the game just for that. I'm very interested to see what Konami do in counterbalance to this. Obviously, with FIFA taking the lead with women's football, I'd be very interested to see what Konami do, because I think Konami could probably, you know, do something very, very good. And what I would really like to see with women's football in regards to the FIFA game or even a Pro Evolution Soccer game would be to have it maybe as out and out DLC. So, for example, I know a couple of years ago there was a World Cup Challenge mode in Pro Evolution Soccer. I think it was 2014 that was in. So what I would like to see is a Women's World Cup mode as full-on DLC. You know, and it features all of the teams, you know, and as you say, with how the technology is in terms of how realistic the game looks in terms of player movement, player faces, so on and so forth, I just think, you know, it really is a step in the right direction for women's football, and a great way to have new fans become aware of women's football. You know, I'll be honest, my love affair with Italian football started because of football games. You know, if it wasn't for games, you know, like FIFA at the time, and then of course Championship Manager, along with a little show called Gazzetta Football Italia.
Hosted by James Richardson.
Yeah, if it wasn't for those, you know, I wouldn't love Italian football and still love it to this day.
I mean, it's sort of Sorry, just seen someone pop up in the Skype chat. It's tremendous.
Is that yeah?
It is. But no, it's one of them. I mean, well, one thing I love about this, it's another area of the game and another portion of the game that's getting exposure. Just like I was saying about the Football League teams in terms of the Channel 5 deal that they've recently signed. This is brilliant that women's football is getting that sort of focus on it. I love that. I mean, it's one of the ones. It can only be a good thing. Imagine marauding down the wing, playing as Alex Scott, just marauding down the wing. Imagine playing up top as Tony Duggan. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So it's
doing a my career with Kelly Smith.
Exactly. So it's always one of them ones. Imagine what's it? I'm not sure if they've still got manager mode, but you could be Mark Sampson. It was one of them ones.
I'll tell you what, that would be very interesting.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much scope to expand it as well. So it's a great beginning. I think it's a fantastic beginning. I mean, G-Man, what do you reckon of this?
Well, yeah, from my point of view, I think it's definitely a right step in the right direction. We've said on the show many of times, we've spoken about, the issue of sexism in football and whatnot. And, this is all part of the educational program, basically, because, by having women's football on computer games, it is going to get the next generation and the current generation actually joining in the women's game without them actually even thinking about it. Because, pop on your console, pop in the game, switch on, say, I want to play with a women's team. Next minute, you're starting to know all the players. You're starting to get used to the name, the commentary, like you say. You start getting educated, basically. And like what Gezzie Fizzle was saying about whether Konami will do it or whether even Football Manager will start having women's football leagues within their game.
Yeah.
Or, it's just not mind blowing, but it's the right step in the right direction. I'll leave it with that.
I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, with Lee Murray's come in and dropped a couple of comments as well. I mean, he coming back to what we were talking about in terms of FIFA 98. He was like, why did they remove the indoor mode? It was great. The old FIFAs were the best. And he's actually said, I hope Rachel Unit's on it because she's a Villa fan. And also, when FIFA 98 was the best football game ever. FIFA 96, you could just run down the wing and score. But it's interesting that of course that Lee obviously wants to play as Rachel Unit, and we've got it'd be great to get the views of Sophie and Rachel of Girls on the Ball as well. I wonder who they'd want to play as. Because obviously Alex Scott is a friend of theirs, so hey, maybe it's one of them ones they want to play as Alex Scott. So there's so much intrigue. There's so much intrigue in it. Mike Harneman, you want to drop what you said on the Skype chat?
Yeah, basically, what I put was I just think it's going to be really good. I agree with G-Man. And one of the main reasons is obviously, as well as all the aspects that G-Man's touched on, it won't be long till they gain more fans as well and actually have more people attending the women's games, once they actually know a bit more about it as well.
It is one of them ones. It's going to be fantastic as it's a stepping stone. It literally is a stepping stone, it's a fantastic one. It's a fantastic one at that. So I like it. I actually personally like it. Russ Vernon, you want to jump in on this as well?
Yeah, I do. When the new FIFA game comes out, because I always get every single FIFA games that come out, I'd play as England, and I do a career mode with just a player, because on FIFA you can have a manager, player manager, and do a career with a player manager, which I do that. And for the player I'd pick Alex Scott for the player manager doing tournament for England, see how well I do, see if I can, and I think it'd be good, because like Mark says, I think once more people start playing FIFA and using international women's team, more international women matches are played and are televised over here, more people will start to get noticing more and go to games more when they play in their local areas. A few years ago, I'm not sure if it was, I think it was last year, Rotherham's New York Stadium, we had England women against Canada ladies at the ground, which is not far from me, which I went to Ellen White, scored the only goal of the game that day, and it was a fantastic turnout for the match. I can't remember what the attendance was, but it was a big turnout, I think. It was a fantastic turnout. And I was speaking to a few people there, and I said, I'm going to continue watching women's game, and I'm going to start watching Women's Super League. And I feel more people who watch international women's game get to know the players more, get to know which clubs they play at, pick a particular side, get teams, pick their best players, and then go and follow the club sides who their favourite player plays for. So I think it'd be a good idea for people to get used to the women's game and then choose a women's football team to follow.
No, definitely. I mean, see, this is where it gets interesting, because it's exposure, and positive exposure at that. Not like certain other stories we've seen this week in terms of football. This is a good thing for it, I think. I mean, Mike Hardiman has said also it's starting off with international, but this is definitely a stepping stone. Won't be long till they have the club sides on there as well. So I said it is such a great stepping stone.